Try number one. Okay. Okay, guys, we are live. Um, I'm gonna introduce myself. I am a 3D artist for for people who didn't see my older video. And today, what we are gonna do today is I'm going to continue and hopefully to end this commission. I usually work on Fiverr on commission, and I do this job from about 3.5 years or something like that. While before I was just doing it for a hobby. Now it's what I do for a living. So let's get to work. I need to continue this model. Just I'm just checking that everything work properly, and I hope it is so. Okay. Yes. Okay, let's check if the streamer is started. Nice. Let's continue this work. For now, what I want to do is to finish the lower part of the model. I already did the side in the previous live. Let's add the shortcut so you can actually see what I'm clicking, and for every question, for everything, I always be willing to help everyone who need help for everything. So I can even stop doing what I do and explain to you something that you need to know. As you can notice, I'm not an English person, I'm Italian, so I try my best to keep up with English. My pronunciation is not good. I think it's kind of good, something like that, but I try my best, and it's also a challenge to myself to improve about pronunciation, and I'm doing this like also for this reason. So now I think I'm gonna sculpt a bit this wing. Okay, as you can see, object has not uniform scale, so we are gonna press Ctrl 8, rotation and scale, and apply rotation and scale. Now we can start detailing a bit the wings. I have the stabilize stroke active. I'm gonna turn it off so I can just do it without any help, but it also comes smoothly. Okay, so the wings are something like that, as you can see. Maybe I need the stabilized stroke. Yes, I think I do. Okay. So as you can see here, this kind of there is this kind of shape. I think I need to do something similar like that. Oops. We add a few faders, but I need to do that kind of faders that are below, so we will do this separately. It's too strong. So I'm gonna turn off shadow and gravity to be a bit faster with the model and to look at it in a more realistic way. Fader here. It doesn't have to be perfectly resembling what I'm looking for, what I'm looking in the reference. Kind of similar, just to give the idea of the model. Okay, let's add some faders. Some fader, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a new path, and also I'm gonna create another curve, a circle curve, so I can bevel one curve around another one. I want to make this sharper, so click individual origin and make it more pointy, something like that. Then we can create our feeder. We go on bevel object and we select the shape of the feeder. So now we have two options to look better at the model, which is first one is just turn the first curve, while the second one is to use the tilt here. The tilt we can turn as we like the fader. Now I'm gonna press Alt S and give the shape I want. Scale it a bit. Okay, something like that. And we can start adding it to the model. Never forget to press fill caps, which basically fills the curve inside, and then we can remesh easily without any meshing problem. Okay. I can always use tilt to make it look better. And then I'm gonna duplicate and add other feathers to the wings. This one, let's add another one, this one a bit more wider, so I'm gonna press Alt S and tilt. Like that. Something like that. Then let's add other feathers. I need also to curve a bit this feather. Luckily we are using curves, so it's a very easy process. Which is just almost the same, and you can use this for every kind of mesh you want to emulate. Not liking what I'm seeing right now, the wings, so I'm gonna move a bit inside this kind of shape, and then I'm gonna give the tail looking, adding a few tiny details here. Start to make it look like some feather here. There we go. Something here, that. I'm always using control to make basically what the opposite of the brush is already doing. So if I decrease normally, I increase with control the mesh, and so on. Not sure if I should add music to the live. I already did some lives on Twitch, but it's the first time that I'm exploring YouTube. I'm also sorry if I'm not feeling really well right now. I have a bit of flu. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna convert the curves in mesh so I can sculpt on it easily. But before I need this kind of mesh to duplicate it and add more feathers later if needed. So I'm gonna press P to separate the two objects, and this one I'm going to convert to mesh. Never forget to fill caps, so when I convert to mesh, then I can remesh it easily without incurring in any mesh problem. Sculpt. I'm going to remesh it. remesh a bit more. Okay, now the detailing, the details are looking better than before for sure. Let's add a bit of cavity so I can see better what I'm doing. Okay. Something like that. Then I can also use this brush to give a bit of dynamic looking, something like that. Let me see. Okay, maybe we can also do something like this. With pressing Ctrl Shift, I can mask a few parts of the feathers. Let's see how it's look like the ending result. Let's press Ctrl A now to invert the selection, and I'm going to this part inside of the mesh. Not bad. Let's remesh everything. Okay. Yes, I think the feathers could be done like that. So let's continue this one. It feels like a leaf also, but what it make it looking more like a feather are these holes here. There we go. Let's add a bit these holes. I know I can even do mask and then slice the object or slice and fill holes, but this not always work, so I prefer to do like that. I prefer to do something like that. Here we go, same story for this one. bit here, and we are Control E to invert the selection, and then I can just move it inside of the mesh like this. I'm using the grab brush, by the way. Okay, so now that I have these these three different leaves, I don't think I will need any other kind of leaf. I can just duplicate this one to make new ones. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna press A, P, and I'm gonna separate by loose parts, so it creates three different objects instead of one, and then I select all three, and then I go on object, set origin to the center of mass. The program set the origin of each model in the center of mass of each model, so I can duplicate this one, and also I can mirror if I want and add more lift to the model, something like that. I would need this, and also I can do like something already set, maybe something like that. 1, 2, with 1 or 2 feeder. I'm gonna mirror this one. Okay. So I can cover a bit this part. And I one here. There we go. And then you one here. I'm not 100% sure about what it is. It, but I think I'm gonna copy what I see basically, without questioning too much what is that. Into the wings. I think I'm going to use this kind of wings also for this demon here, but I'm not 100% sure. For now, let's just finish this lower part. There we go. The model itself is not complicated. The only problem is that are three different model and one big weapon. so it takes a bit time to finish all. I tried to do all this model in 3 hours, but again, what I actually achieved is basically what you are watching now, without this kind of wings here. Okay, so very funny, not funny, something very useful, which is basically linking a curve to an array of models. So I'm gonna press Shift G first for the center of mass, and then I'm gonna add a circle, or maybe let's say a sphere. Okay, now I want to put the center of mass. I want to put the pivot point in the center of mass of this object. So what I'm gonna do is press Shift S and then move the cursor in cursor to active, and then I'm gonna create a curve, which is a path. Nice. So the important thing to do this kind of things is that you need to have the same center of mass in the two objects to make it work. I'm going to use the array modifier, and then I use the curve modifier. Go to edit mode and scale a bit. As you can see, if now I move the curve, the spheres are linked to this curve. Okay. That, and then something similar to this one, which is not 100% the same, but okay, now it's better. And if I modify the initial one, everything will be modified. So let's try to sculpt a bit here, and then I think I actually want to remesh the sphere. Okay. Okay, so let's continue. Maybe I can scale it a bit and select all. This is going to be here. I have to change a bit the curve. Okay. subdivide a bit more. And I'm gonna remesh subdivide first, then I'm gonna remesh this one. So what is the name of okay. I want this to be full on the inside. So what I'm gonna do is sculpt mode and then face only, but I need first to select the clay brush, front face only. As you can see, it will not affect the outside faces of the model. Hopefully, yes. And I also need to remesh it a bit more detailed. There we go. Nice. Here. Then everything will be remeshed together, so I will not have this problem. And also need to, okay, now it's better. So let's just continue this wing, and then I'm going to duplicate it. I'm using the clay brush to add some material, to the mesh, and then I use the strip brush, if I'm not wrong, the draw sharp to crease and decrease the mesh. Okay, there we go. Now I can duplicate everything, and the thing I'm gonna do it first, maybe use the scrape bit in wings. There we go. Gonna save, and now I can press, I think, let me check the mesh. Yes, I can subdivide, so with subdivision surface this model. Nice. This is solidified, maybe a bit less, 1.18, 1.018. What happens if I like that is so much better. So I need this maybe. Okay. I cannot see her hands, so I think it's inside the cape. The skeleton, then inside. Okay. Now we can match. I can add all here in here. This will be remeshed, so it's not a big deal right now. Just focusing on make the shape better. Okay, I need to scroll. So the resolution in this model is very low, but it's not time yet to remesh it because it will increase the computational the computation of the computer. It can cause problem if I had so many details and so many objects in the same blend file. So we start with remeshing the cape. To save first. I can smooth it out now. As you can see, as I made the cape in the previous live, it is already a very good way to have inherited the shapes of how the folds move. I have just to highlight a bit these shapes. The brush I'm using is always the same. You can also use depending on which kind of texture is the vestiary. You can use also the draw brush, the normal one, for example adding folds like that. Let's do like this. I think it's better. Slice and below, Alt M and then Shift to smooth it out a bit. I don't think I can finish the model right now, so I think this night I will do another live, but without talking, because I cannot bother people here in the night. So I think I'm just gonna put some music, turn on the live and finish this model in the night. Now I'm trying to do as much as I can, but I don't have a lot of time to work on this one. And also I want to check the live to see if everything is set properly, because I'm not sure about that. Okay. Remesh. One problem I'm finding here in this version of Blender is the remesher, because it's not easy to set the right one just using the shortcut. If I want to be more precise, I need to go here in remesh and see and test what is look better and what's not. Need to go down even further. Okay. Everything and use the scrape tool a bit. This one, draw brush. folds were here, where the cape needs it. Okay. Now let's add the demon. What I think I'm gonna do is, for sure I'm gonna use this or the other one skeleton. Let's check. Maybe I'm going to use this one. So off and shift. I'm gonna press P. Press P selection. So it will separate just the selection and not everything like before. I want to move the reference a bit up, and here you can see I'm gonna show the model I already had done. Oops. I can sculpt bit of shadow and the markup. See if I can make it. I think like that is okay. Whatever. So now, how do I do this one? It's not difficult at all. Let's add the lower part of the skeleton and the horns. So for the horns, I will use the same method I used before. So with a curve, I think I need to turn a bit down the opacity of this image so you can actually see what button I'm clicking. Here I have my curve, and then let's add a circle in here. There we go. Here there are the horns. Now I just press O with proportional editing, and it will proportionally edit all the mesh using the mouse like this. Okay, this is the first horn. let's do the other one. I think it's maybe in the back, something like that. Maybe something like that. Unfortunately, I just have an image from one side, so I'm not able to understand some deep the picture, but I try to use a bit of imagination and at the same time to follow the reference as well as I can. Mirror. Okay, let's add the lower part. So I have the cube. Okay. With proportional editing, I can move. And then we come back to Sculpt. Okay, something like that. Now I need to remesh the model. There we go. Smooth it out a bit. I can add some teeth. Okay. I don't really need the mirror right now because the teeth are asymmetrical to this model. So I turn off the mirror and also I turn off the stabilized stroke. There we go. Something like that. Don't need to be too much detailed because this is just a tiny part of the model, and when you will actually print this part, all the tiny detail will not pop up. Okay. Let's remesh a bit more, smooth without, then add some bit more details. So right now I can do two things. First, it's do the teeth like I did for the upper part of the skeleton, which is basing this mesh, or I can also do a teeth in a separate model and then add to this mesh, but I think I'm going to continue like I did for the upper part of the body, of the head, sorry. I just need to crave a bit here. Then after I made the general shape of the teeth, I can go to work just on the model by pressing the backslash. Okay. There we go. Now what I want to do is remeshing a bit more, so I can use the scrape modifier to give a bit more teeth looking. First, I also have like some teeth model to use, but this is just for showing purposes. Then I can use the scrape, which is this one, to give a more sharp look. Something like that. Okay, now I think I need to focus more. I need to focus on the wings first of the demon. The body will not be a big deal, and I think I also need to show this kind of flames looking here. Okay, let's start from the wing. I think the wing will be done by mostly curves. So what I want to do right now is select the pivot point and start from here, and then I'm gonna create a path. Which will be something like that, just a tiny piece of the wings. Okay, now what I want to do is make all the feeders starting from here. So I'm going to press Shift S, cursor to active, so the pivot point go exactly where I want, and then let's and then I can go here and select the 3D cursor. So oops, so every time I duplicate again. Oh my god. Okay, so now that I duplicate the curve, it will move around the axis I choose and also around the pivot point that I choose. So let's check the reference. And also it's good to already bevel the curve around another curve, so I can actually see. So what I'm going to do is create a new curve, and this will have the shape of the feather. First change pivot point, and then individual origin, and I can scale and scale again a bit, maybe too much. These two curves I can join together, these two curves. Go to object, there we go. With proportional edit active. Okay. Nice. And I will turn around with the tilt tool here. Just click the tilt tool and you can turn the feathers. So I'm gonna come back to 3D cursor and duplicate these ones, tilt a bit, scale, I'm gonna select all four, scale a bit more, there we go. It's just started to take the bit of the shape of the wings. So now I can start duplicating all this and turning off the proportional editing. one of my concerning is that the feathers are too thin for the printing purposes, so I think I will make it a bit more thicker. Just go here and make this a bit more thicker. There we go. It's way better. So now it's just a process of duplicating, scaling, and so on. I always prefer to make like a general mesh of the wings, so it's easier for me to see where actually the feathers will be put, but I'm not 100% sure I will do this time. Maybe yes, but let's do it. How can I do? I start with another curve as always, and also another curve here. It's not the shape of a feather, but I think I will use the shape of a almost a circle, not really, like an ellipse. Oops. Okay. Not sure what is happening. Why is this happening? Let's do it again. I think the problem is the problem is this one. There we go. Now. I need to rotate this in edit mode in order to rotate also the beveled ones. Okay. This is the something like this, usually starting from the back, and so it go a bit